Hello. So this class is going to be a short yin class. So in yin, we're focusing more on letting go and relaxing into postures, and we're going to hold them for a while. So I have a 2-minute timer, and we're going to release upper body, shoulders, neck. That's what we're working on, is all this stuff, this upper body stuff. And the mantra I kind of want you to carry through this practice is just breathe in joy. Okay. So we're going to start on our backs in a position called constructive rest. If you've ever heard that term before, we're just laying on our backs with our knees, with our feet wide and our knees together. And for this practice, I want you to give yourself a hug. So this laying on your back with your knees together is constructive rest, and we're going to add a little bit of a shoulder opener here. So the backs of our shoulders. So it doesn't matter which arm you have crossed on top, but just give yourself a hug here. And just let yourself kind of settle in and breathe. And feel the connection of the parts of you with the floor. Notice the difference between one shoulder and the other on the floor, just because of the cross of your arms. So you can just breathe in and out of your nose and let your exhales get really long. So you might even exhale for twice as long as you inhale. And see if you can find that breathing in joy. And just kind of basking in that as you exhale. And then just gently switch the cross of your arms. So the other elbow on top, settle in here. Sorry, my kitchen boys are really loud. Just let yourself really relax into this shape. Then uncross your arms. We're just going to take, so you keep your knees bent. You're going to take your right arm and thread it underneath your lower back with your palm face down. And you can bend that elbow a little deeper and bring your hand up towards your shoulder blade. You just kind of listen to what feels comfortable in your shoulder. Okay. And then you'll let yourself settle in there. We're going to do each arm for 2 minutes. So first, just kind of let yourself settle. Breathing in through your nose and long exhale through your nose. And these long holds just allow your tissues to relax and adapt. They allow your nervous system to realize that you're safe. And then you could deepen by kind of rocking your knees over to the right, if that feels okay in your shoulder. Focus more on just settling. Right, and you don't want this to be so intense you can't relax into it. Right, allow yourself to feel the sensation, but not in a way that really your body wants to clench up against or that your breath feels compromised. And then just, if you've got your knees rocked over to the side, bring your knees back to center, kind of gently roll to your left to unthread that right arm. And just sweep it overhead for a second. And then let it come down along your side, and we'll just switch sides there. So you'll thread your left arm underneath. I'll just turn around so you can see. Right, so we're doing this on the floor. Knees bent. Just thread that left arm underneath you. And just anywhere that feels like a friendly opening for your shoulder. So you've got some sensation, but it's not an emergency. Let yourself settle in. Just feet flat on the floor. Long exhales. And our shoulders, our capacity to lift loads. And our arms are extensions of our heart. And our heart is that receptacle of joy. So working with our shoulders. Gives us greater capacity to shoulder a load and to act from our heart. Just keep breathing in joy. Exhaling out to just bask in it. And let your knees rock over to the left if that feels okay in your shoulder. You don't want any pinching, twingy kind of things happening there. And this is just to let your nervous system realize that your body is safe in all sorts of configurations and that you can feel intense sensation and it's okay. Go ahead and rock your way back to center, over to your right to unthread that arm. You can lengthen your arm out to the side and sweep it up. And then roll to your side, and then push yourself up to your hands and knees. And from here, we'll find puppy pose. So hips are stacked over your knees, and you'll reach your arms out wide. So it's like child's pose, but your hips are lifted high. And you'll bring your forehead to the floor or chin to the floor. Now, if that's just too much in your shoulders, find a block or a pillow or something for your forehead, just to bring your forehead down and reach your arms forward. You can even bring a block or a stack of pillows to your heart and just let your heart rest there. So set yourself up in a way that you can hold. We'll be here for 2 minutes. So maybe forehead to the floor, chin to the floor, forehead on a block. And breathe into this heart opening, into the length through your side body on each side. Breathing in joy and really expanding your capacity to hold that. And allowing yourself just to stay. I know for me, this kind of a practice where I'm holding things still for a long time is much more challenging than continuous flow with my breath. Right? I can get to a place where I really feel like I just need to move. I need to squirm. I want to run away. It's so valuable for us just to learn to stay. And to really retreat into that anchor of our breath, that refuge of our breath that just allows us to find space and calm. And see if you can find that sense of a smile in your heart here, with your arms just being an extension of that. Letting your shoulders lengthen. And then go ahead and rock forward. You can let your forearms come all the way to the floor, bend your elbows. And we'll make our way all the way down onto our bellies. So we'll start with our right arm just straight out to the right, or in a cactus. So if your elbow's bent, you want your elbow to be the same height as your shoulder, it will be a little more intense. If your arm's straight out, it'll be a little less intense. Okay, I'm going to turn my head to the right and bring my right cheek to the floor. Left hand is just alongside the left side of my chest. And then rock over onto the right hip. You can bring your left foot behind you if that feels available. And just stay here with your legs stacked or even that left leg in front. And let go of any gripping through that arm or your hand. This is a softening practice. So let your breath soften you. let the tension go out of your neck and your face. And just notice any sensations that arise. We're not here for much longer, just about 10 more seconds. And then roll back onto your belly. Look forward and kind of prop yourself up on your left forearm and thread your right arm underneath it. And then cross your left elbow in front of your right. And you're just going to let yourself fold over your crossed arms. Now you can grab a block or a pillow or something to put your forehead on, if that's helpful for you. Or you can let your head come toward the floor, or just wrap your chin kind of over your arms. But find a place where the intensity is bearable for 2 minutes. And you can just breathe smooth and long. Relax your jaw, your forehead, and your eyes. Enjoy the length through that right tricep and outer shoulder. Always make adjustments that you need to so that you're in a place that you can stay. Prop your head up, back out a little bit. And then we're ready to switch sides. So just wiggle your way out of that. And then let your left arm come straight out to the left. And you'll turn and bring your left cheek to the floor, right hand alongside your chest. And that left arm can be either in a cactus or straight out. Just opening through the front of that left shoulder and left side of your chest. Right, and this does not have to be intense to affect change in your body. Just letting our tissues adapt to this new position by holding for longer than we're used to. And stimulating that whole nerve line through your arm. Let yourself relax through your neck and your jaw. And find that breathing in of joy. Relax your neck, relax that right shoulder. And then roll back onto your belly. Prop yourself up on that right forearm. And then thread your left arm through. Let your arms go wide. Cross those elbows in front of you, and then you can bring your forehead to any prop that you need to. If that's helpful to have a stack of books or firm pillows, folded blankets, yoga block. And then settle in. Just notice the difference from one side to the other. For me, regardless of which side is crossed under or over, I feel it more in my right. Right, that dominant arm. And see if you can relax your neck and your face. In and out of your nose with long exhales. And then wiggle yourself out. Just come on out. We'll push ourselves back into a child's pose. And just pause there. You can choose to have your hands back by your feet or hands forward. Just be here for 5 breaths. But let them be slow, long breaths. Really pay particular attention to your exhale. Place your hands in a way that you can push yourself up to kneeling. And we'll make our way to our final pose. So I'm going to use a yoga block for this. If you don't have a yoga block, you could you could roll up your yoga mat and actually use that for the back of your head. I can show you that. If you have a foam roller, that might also work. But I like the edge of the yoga block, but just find something, and you want it to be pretty firm. So, I mean, you could use a rolled blanket, but it won't be quite as firm. I'm going to use this for kind of like a cranial release. So you'll lay down and just find that lower edge of your skull resting on your firm surface. So foam roller or rolled up yoga mat or a block. And if you're using a block, I like the medium height. And just find that edge of the base of your skull along the edge of the block. Okay. And so we'll just kind of be here. And you can find whatever arrangement of your legs feels good for you. So you can have your knees bent, feet flat on the floor in that constructive rest pose with your knees together. Or you can have your legs long. And then let yourself just rock your head. Rock the base of your skull on your firm surface. Just kind of feel your tissues as you roll over them. Got my microphone stuff happening down there. Just let yourself roll around, rocking from side to side. You can roll all the way to the right as far as you can go, and then kind of back out till you feel that really ropey muscle. And then you can think about just drawing tiny circles with your nose. So just little tiny circles, like the size of a quarter. With your nose here, one direction, and then you can switch and just go the other direction. And do the same thing on the other side. Just rock all the way over to your left as far as you can go, and then back out till you find that ropey place. And then draw those little circles. You might notice one side is different than the other. It's definitely tighter for me on my right. Like I can feel the rope a lot more than I can on the left. After you've done that on both sides, just take the block or rolled blanket or rolled up mat out from under you. Let your legs go long. One hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. Breathing in joy. The yoga teacher Krishnamurti said, Self-knowledge has no end. You don't come to an achievement. You don't come to a conclusion. It is an endless river. I think often we get to a point where we feel like we've arrived, only for things to dissolve and change and fall apart again. Right, but we flow with seasons, things change with time, and we can continually deepen our learning. And it's all traveling to that deep center where we are joy. That deep part of us, that Ananda Maya Kosha, our bliss body, where we can feel joy with every cell, the exuberance of the blessing and miracle of being alive. Just take 1 or 2 more breaths there. And then you can make your way into your day. Roll to one side, push yourself up. Bring your hands to your heart. Find that inner smile. Divine light in me honors the divine light in you. Namaste, friends.